is overrated. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Confidence is Overrated. In this episode, we are going to talk about how to take the first scary step today, how to start taking those actions that we have been keep postponing and leaving for later. After this episode, my hope is that you say to yourself, I am done waiting. I am done procrastinating. I am done postponing things, I'm doing this. So over the last two first episodes of 2026, we talk about why we wait and also about how courage is built through tiny repetitive actions. Today, we are bringing it all together. We are kind of like putting the bow on it because understanding why you are stuck is powerful, it's important, it's the first step. But what really changed your life is taking action, is taking that first step that you know you need to do. So in this episode, I want to help you do exactly that. Let's start by discussing why the first step feels often so hard to take. And the truth is this, the first step doesn't feel scary because it's simply hard. It's scary because it threatens your identity, how you see yourself, how you identify as the things that you say that you are or are not. When you take an action, when you take that first step, you risk finding out that maybe you will fail and you will realize that you are not good at that you need to build skills, that you need to improve, that you need to work at it. And also, you know that people will see you failing and they will judge you, they will talk about you, and you think about all that. But you also risk finding out that maybe you will succeed, but then you will need to be able to continue going, to keep it going. And to be able to maintain that success. And you know that things will change. So whatever the result you get, whether you fail or whether you succeed, you risk finding out that things in your life will change. And change is uncomfortable, change is scary, change feels unsafe to the brain. So it creates these needs of, I need more clarity, I need to study more, I need to learn more, I need to have a plan first, I should research more. I will start next week when I have the right equipment or the perfect shoes or the right clothes. And so you keep postponing taking the first step. You keep postponing just starting. And that's not your intuition talking. That's not your gut saying, oh, we should research more. We should plan more. We should be ready. If the fear is the part of your brain that is trying to keep things the same, trying to keep everything comfortable and easy and peasy and, perfect. That's why there is this myth of needing to wait until you're ready. The ready myth. Most people think I will start the business, I will start the project, I will start the family, I will start the relationship, I will start training when I feel ready, when I feel I have all the conditions to do it. But as I said before, readiness is not a feeling. It's a result of taking action. You feel ready after you take a small action, after you start taking that first step. You didn't feel ready to walk. You didn't feel ready to start talking. You didn't feel ready to, like the first time you had a relationship, the first time you fell in love. You didn't feel ready for those things. You just do the first step and those things follow it. You try it and then you learn that you could do it. Same thing now with anything new that you want to start in your life. You have to start by taking the action, the small actions that create that proof, that evidence that you can become ready. So that's why I want to give you now what I call the first step formula. It's a tool you can use whenever you want to start something, but you keep postponing it and waiting for later. The first step formula is a 3-part formula. The first step is to choose the direction, not the destination. So choose where do you want to go? You can say things like, I want to start my own business. I want to get healthier, get more fit. I want to put myself out there and start dating again and getting a long-term relationship. You don't need to have the perfect clarity or the perfect plan or the perfect how yet. You just need to have the direction. What is the direction of where you want to go? Then the second step is to make it embarrassingly small. What is something I can do today in 15 minutes or less? And it can be send an email to one person, make an offer to someone, or make a call, write one paragraph, go for a short walk around the neighborhood, sign up for the class. You want to make this first step so small that your nervous system stays calm. Then step number 3, you need to make it visible. Text someone and tell the person that you are going to do this. Write it down in your calendar. Put it in your schedule. Visibility turns intention into action, but you need to take the less than 15 minutes step or the action as soon as possible and stop talking yourself out of starting. Because the truth is that when fear shows up, and it will, we avoid taking the action. So whenever you feel scared, whenever you feel the fear, that nervous feeling of starting, I don't want you to ask, is this a sign that I should start? No, I want you to focus on what is the smallest micro step I can take to keep moving forward. What is the next tiny step that I can take anyway, in despite feeling nervous or scared? Because the truth is that to take action in your life, to take more action in your life, you don't need to feel brave. You just need to keep moving at your own pace without rushing, but without waiting either. The reason why this builds a new identity, why this builds a new you, is because every tiny action that you take says to yourself, says to your nervous system, says to your brain, someone who shows up even when they're scared, even when they're afraid. I'm someone who doesn't give up on myself. And I'm someone that keeps my word to myself. And that's exactly how you start being stuck, not by changing your personality, not by changing your whole identity, but by changing in small ways the patterns that you take every day, the behaviors that you take every day. Because just doing that creates the evidence to yourself that you can become something new. And not in the sense of, oh, I need to completely change myself, but in the sense of I can enhance myself. I can expand my identity. I can expand what I do, how I do it, the skills I can develop, and how I show up in the world. So this whole episode was really just a simple, short episode about how to define that small step that you can start taking today, 15 minutes or less, and to take the action right as you think about it, to schedule in your calendar, to make the appointment, to send the email, to call the person, to register for the class, to sign up in the program. How can you today start taking the actions that you have been thinking about for a while? The answer is simple. Make it embarrassingly small. Make it so small that you cannot say no to yourself. Make it so small that it's easy to start. Make it easy, make it visible, make it attractive, make it rewarding. How can I start doing that thing that I keep postponing, that I keep leaving for later, that I keep saying, oh, I will start on Monday, I will start next month, I will do it next year? How can you start taking the actions toward that now? What is that micro, mini, smallest step that you can take today? 15 minutes or less and get it done. Get it done, get it over with, and do this same over and over tomorrow and the next day. Because I promise, even though it doesn't look like it, even though it might look like, how is just sending one email or making one call or taking a short walk or registering for something produce anything? If you continue doing it, if you keep the momentum, if you always keep doing those small actions, 15 minutes daily, what they do is that they build a new identity. They build the proof that you can change and that you can do new things, and they become big down the road. But you have to start. That's what I want you to focus on right now. Start taking that first step. Don't make it bigger than it needs to be. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. Focus on the first step. Research the suppliers, register for the website, look for the domain, sign up for the class, make the call, send the email, send the application. Make it easy for you to win. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it more, no, don't make it bigger. Don't make it grander. Do the opposite. Make it smaller. Make it easier. Make it less grand and less important. Give yourself the opportunity to succeed at something and to feel where momentum is. This episode was actually just an invitation for you to start taking small actions forward towards what you want to create more of in your life. If you have been listening to these past episodes and you have been thinking, this is me, I am done waiting, I am done procrastinating and done saying that I will start later. That's why I created the Bold Accelerator program. This is a beta program that is not about forcing change. It's about creating a space where you take small actions, small courageous actions, and steps forward. It will help you build real momentum in your life, and it will keep you going. It will help you and propel you to take more action in your life, more positive action in your life. If you feel like that's something that you need more of in your life, if you want the details, you can just message me. I'm interested, and we will talk and see if it feels like a fit for both. I will leave my email in the show notes. Send me an email if you are interested, and I will send you all the details. But to close this episode, I want to leave you with this. You don't need to become someone new before you take action. You become someone new, someone bigger, someone more expansive by taking action, by acting in your dreams and in the directions that you want to go off in your life. Without having the perfect plan, without having everything ready, without having everything perfectly organized or planned ahead, you just need to focus right now on taking that one step today. That one first small step today. As always, I'm rooting for you. Thank you for watching or listening to this. I will see you next week in the next episode. Bye bye.